Hi, this is Matt Hug from thinknp.com. I want to talk today about who calls themselves a consultant, because you might fit in one of these categories, and I think it's important to understand what the broad field looks like so you have an idea of who your competitors are and where you are among them. So the first ones that come to mind, at least when I think about who's calling themselves a consultant, are people who do this work full time. And among those folks, it's the people who are staying in business indefinitely. You know, they're a consultant. They've built the business. They're going to do this now. It's full time. There's no end point projected. This is their job. And this is kind of the core of the consultancy world for a lot of folks. After that, right, there are people who consult until they find another paycheck job. And maybe you've been in this position yourself. You have lost or changing jobs, or you've moved or something, you're in a new environment, and you said, you know, I'm going to call myself a consultant. I'm going to go out and get jobs on an ad hoc basis. And then you come back to the paycheck world. And there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of folks do this. On the full-time realm, there's also people who are consultants but work for a bigger firm. And this is always interesting. These jobs are not real easy to find sometimes, but what they are is either a big consulting firm of some sort, and I'm not talking about the big national ones. Well, maybe sometimes I am, but there are regional ones, there are national ones that have a number of consultants working for them. Sometimes those consultants are full-time paycheck employees, and so that's definitely worth considering. Then, of course, there are the part-time ways of getting into consulting. You might be a consultant because you're working around family commitments, whether it's children, whether it's elderly, there's something else going on in your life. And so you can't take on a full-time paycheck job, or at least it doesn't work because of some episodic issue. So you are a consultant on a part-time basis. You know, you work around a paycheck schedule. You have 9 to 5, or as much as a 9 to 5 job as possible in the nonprofit world, but then you do consulting on the side. And nothing wrong with that, as long as your current employer is good with it, as long as you're able to work through that schedule, because like I said, you're probably not working 9 to 5. So you'll want to either take vacation days or other ways of approaching the time commitment for that. You contract with a bigger firm. Different than what I said before, a lot of folks, instead of getting a W-2 form and being full-time with a bigger firm, are actually contract employees. So they might be working full-time, but on a very limited basis. So maybe 3 weeks, 5 weeks, you know, a couple months or something. And then the tap turns off and they're not working. So they're usually getting a 1099 form from the IRS, which means that they get paid just as a check, and there are no benefits or anything being taken out. That really is officially part-time, although maybe it's a full-time kind of commitment for a shorter period of time. And then, of course, there might be either a part-time at end of career or some other time where you're semi-retired and you want to keep your hands in things. You feel you have a lot of valuable knowledge, and I'm sure you do, that you can give back to the nonprofit world, but that you have decided not to be full-time and just doing it as consultants do, you know, when clients come up. So those are the people who call themselves consultants. Maybe there are others, but I think if you're going to get into this, you're going to probably find yourself in one of these areas. This is Matt Hug for ThinkNP. Talk to you next time.